Michele Fornaciari. I'll talk to you about real-time ellipse detection for mobile vision. My tutor are Prof. Andrea Prati and Professor Rita Cucchiaro. During the last year of my PhD study, I moved to the field of mobile vision. This field is a new field in computer vision, and they started thanks to the diffusion of mobile devices with computational power on board. So the main goals of mobile vision are to run computer vision algorithms in real time on these devices, to use the information provided by the sensors, and to take into account that there's a human being that is holding the device. I focused more on the first topic, that is to make a computer vision algorithm to work in real time. We selected ellipse detection because of two reasons mainly. The first is that we want to use this to detect the wheels in bicycles as a first step to detect the chassis, the structure of the bike, in order to do some similarity comparison with other bikes. And moreover, because ellipse detection is very important in pattern recognition, because, for example, you can do roadside detection or eye tracking. So in general, I want to detect ellipses in images, and also in images taken from the camera of a mobile device in real time. Okay, the ellipse is geometrically composed by 5 parameters: the coordinates of the center, the semi-axis ratio, the length of the semi-axis, and the orientation. 5 parameters means that we need a lot of computation to estimate this, and most of the works exploit some geometric properties or some tricks to compute these parameters. My approach can be divided in 3 steps. In the first step, I extract the arcs that basically are the feature I will use later. An arc can be seen as a portion of the boundary of the ellipse. Then, using a selected group of arcs, I can estimate the parameters of my ellipse, and then I need to do some validation and some clustering. Okay, I'll guide you to the algorithm with a toy example. If I want to find the ellipses in this image, first I have to do some edge detection step, and then I have to remove short edges because they are mainly due to noise, and I have to remove straight edges because obviously they cannot belong to an ellipse. And then I label together connected edge pixels that share the same coarse convexity direction. It is basically, I want to divide the boundary of my ellipse in small portion of a smaller portion, and each portion has the main feature that all edge pixels in it have the same convexity direction. Here you can see them in color coded. So for the parameter estimation, I need 3 of these arcs. But the brute force approach to consider all possible sets of 3 arcs will be infeasible, mostly because of computational resources, and also because if I consider 3 arcs that do not belong to the same elliptic shape, I'll waste some computational power to compute the parameters of a wrong ellipse. So we increase the computational power and decrease the accuracy. So I need a strategy to select 3 arcs that lie on the boundary of the same ellipse. So for example, considering the blue arcs pointed by the arrow, I want to find a green and a yellow arc that lie on the same ellipse boundary as this blue. So first I can remove other blue arcs and red arcs thanks to the convexity classification we done before. I can remove the rightmost green arc because its position is not compatible with the shape of an ellipse. and because of some geometric properties, I can discard also the rightmost yellow arc. And what remains is that I have 3 arcs that indeed are on the same ellipse boundaries. The property I was referring before is that in an ellipse, the midpoints of parallel chords are collinear with the center. So maybe you can see here, but if I have 2 sets of parallel chords, parallel in this way, parallel in this way, the 2 lines that passes through their midpoints will intersect in the center. You can see here and here. So the main idea is that you can see on the left that the lines intersect in the center, and so they satisfy this property of the ellipse. So these 3 arcs are very likely to belong to the same ellipse. But here, for example, the lines does not intersect in the same point, so they do not belong to the same ellipse. That's why I discard the rightmost yellow arc. Now that I have the center, I need to estimate the other 3 parameters. I do this in a out-transform framework in a decomposed space. So I just need the 3 one-dimensional accumulator instead of 1 5-dimensional that is required by the standard out-transform. This will save a lot of computational power and a lot of memory. Okay, so I first detect all the ellipses in an image. Then I will discard the ellipse with a low score. And after that, I have to cluster similar ellipses to get a single response. You can see that our method, this one, is much faster than baseline methods. It is, this is in logarithmic scale, so it's basically 1,000 times faster to the baseline. And this is faster than this approach that is the fastest I found in literature till last month. Moreover, so our approach is able to run in about 60 milliseconds on a PC for an image, and about 40 milliseconds on a smartphone. Still, it achieves a better accuracy than the other ones. So we can say that we reached the goal to build an ellipse detector that works in real time, that has good accuracy, and it is runnable on a smartphone. Thanks to this, we can detect wheels in images of a bicycle, and then I'm working to detect the chassis and to do some similarity measure. And then, in this year, I will work also on log retrieval, also on mobile phones. For this year, I have a publication, and I have submitted this algorithm in a journal. Thank you.
Thanks for your talk. Questions?
Have you demoed your smartphone?
My smartphone is
That's a big market. Apps for okay, apps for smartphones. One of the fastest way to make money.
Yeah.
In now.
Now it's still for Android applications with individual.
Okay, so the next candidate is Mr. Fabio Generoli.